Hi everyone, welcome back to another Guaranteed Win video. Today we are going to be looking at one of the newest finals in Fall Guys that came out earlier this season. We're going to be looking at hexaterrestrial. Now, hexaterrestrial is, just like how we covered over on Hexaring, it's another one of those hex-based levels. But the gimmick on this level is that you're all on one flat level. And so everybody spawns on that bottom layer, and you have to be the last one to stand up there. The tiles do, however, respawn, and that's the gimmick on this one, comparatively to all the other hex tile levels where once you step on them, they don't come back. The key things that I'm going to look at here are knowing your timers in terms of each color after the walls close in, general thought process when I'm playing out the level, and, just little tips that I've learned throughout playing the game as somebody who has over 3,300 wins in this game. And if there's something that you learned here that is new, be sure to let me know in the comments down below and let me know what level of Fall Guys or finals that you'd want me to cover next. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you 2 games of hexaterrestrial here that I played on my stream, twitch.tv/Baeginning, and just trying to explain the general thought process through them. I'll slow them down if there's parts that I need to show you, but with that being said, let's get into it here. Again, hexaterrestrial is a final that just came out through the newest season of Fall Guys, and it is this flat layer of tiles. You have the orange, the blue, and the yellow ones. So you see here that each of these colors, after a certain point, each of these tiles will have a certain timer. At the start of the game, all of these tiles pretty much respawn every 3 seconds. But this wall that is around the map will eventually close in, pretty much only giving you the blue and the yellow tiles. And when we get there, the timers for the tiles will be different. But to start off, everybody starts on one level. You see here, there's 8 people that are in this round, and everyone's just kind of running around. In all honesty, if you're somebody who just runs in circles, it's rare that you're gonna fall easily. You can jump to save time, but when there's 8 people like this, I mean, look at how big the map is. You have plenty of space. Like, you see these people that are just gonna constantly run. That person just goes down kind of from jumping slowly. They might have gone too slow. You see right now, I'm kind of just vibing out, not really thinking too much of it. I sometimes like to go aggressive, and in this situation, I'm more so just trying to show you that this wall closes in, and there's going to be a key audio cue. And I know I don't have my audio playing for the clip. However, there's going to be this cranking sound. It's going to be kind of faint, but when you hear that cranking sound, that's when you know the wall is starting to close in here. As you can tell that this wall is going to be getting a little closer, and then when that starts to happen, people are going to start to go. Now, you see right there, there's this key distinction that I want to talk about. One of the best ways to be aggressive on this level, I like to call it playing a game of chicken. If you want to grab, what's going to happen is that I run head first directly in the path of this person here. And what that does is, you see, I've eliminated the path that they're going to run at, and then I hold them. I have the position because I'm prepared for this grab, so I can shift to the right or to the left here and make the jump. For them, as soon as I grab, they get into a state of panic, and you see they nearly miss the tile right there. If you want an opportunity to grab early on in the game, you just kind of want to run headstrong at them and then attempt to switch off to the side because they're not ready for those grabs. Eventually, when the wall closes in, all of the orange tiles are going to be unusable. So you see, I go for another one of those grabs just like that with this person. Now I am taking it slow. Jump dives are a really good way for when the tiles are taking a slower period of time to come back as a way of saving your space. So you're going to see, I like to go for jump dives. Now, this is actually a really good level to practice your jump dives on. So if you don't know what I mean when I say jump dive, I'm talking about where you do a jump and you kind of just jump straight up. You don't move forward, but then you dive, because jump dives are slower than just jumping naturally because you're hitting that second input, which stalls your landing on the tile. So what you're going to see is I'm going to go for these like jump dives a lot of the time on hexaterrestrial as a way of like slowing down my pace and making sure that I don't run out of space. Now the level is pretty much closing in. So the yellow tiles are respawning every 7 seconds and the blue ones are every 5 seconds. If you don't trust me, you can count them. But you see I go for a little grab against that person there. Now the key distinction is I'm going on the aggressive. I want to make sure that this Pusheen cat is not able to get ahead of me. So they made the right play to try to cut in front early as I took a little bit more of an outside swing. So they could shift over to the right here, or they can keep trying, but they might not be looking because you can see, look at the way that they're facing. They're looking this way. And now this isn't something that even I probably would have noticed in the moment, but it's something you can look back on. So they don't see right here as an option. So what's going to happen is that they're going to try to come over here, and I start to get in front of them. I jump in front, and then eventually I get to cut them off. And they have to circle back. The tiles are starting to come back, and then I go for a grab just like that. That grab right there is really good because when you grab somebody mid-air, it kills any of the momentum that they have. So if we rewatch that moment, what you're going to see here is that they will go for the jump up just like that, and they immediately gets pulled right back down, causing them to lose any sort of momentum there and having nowhere to go. So if you ever want to be aggressive in the late stage, that's probably one of the best things to do. And then you see I'm going for some jump dives, trying to slow myself down. It's one person left. I want to make sure that I have the inside track, and that person just unfortunately misses where they're trying to land. And so I win that game. Some of the key distinctions that I had with that level were being aggressive and making sure that you are cutting people off in that late stage. The early part, just stick to yourself. Don't really worry about it too much. You want to make sure that you're never getting yourself cut off. Being on the outside typically isn't the best solution for yourself because you are more likely to lose the space that you have to go to because you're sticking around the edge, and inner part or people can just jump around and try to cut you off there. So you see, like, I was cutting corners, and then even that one Pusheen cat that was in there ended up getting on the inside on me, and I had to quickly react in order to try to catch back up. Otherwise, I probably would have gone down there. And then knowing how to do your jump dives are some of the key things there. Okay, so we have another clip of another hexaterrestrial here. So again, this one is going to be a squads one, so that's why you see the little icons above everybody. But it is a squad versus squad. Again, it's going to be a pretty similar setup right now when it comes to how we're going to play it. Immediately, I go for one of those grabs and just try to, you know, see if I can catch somebody unawares going for those little grabs when they have nowhere to go. That situation could have been rough for me. If you're playing this level in squads, I actually want to go back real quick because this wasn't something that was clearly communicated, and we weren't at a call, so it's not like you can communicate some of those things. But my squad mate right here ended up actually running out the play that I was doing, so I had to quickly jump over here in order to survive. If I wasn't able to quickly react to that, I could have gone down because my squad mates were just doing my own thing and I was playing aggressive. You can constantly get yourself cut off and eliminated from those kinds of situations because of that. So you see, we're just kind of running back and forth here. You can see in my camera, I'm kind of just talking. I go for a good grab right there, trying to explain everything and get the pants just like I was describing. I go for another one of those grabs. That person is able to make their jump across in time, but otherwise I'm just looking to eliminate the other people. I know that my squad is there. You can even see one of my teammates doing a good job running out their space. This little alien had nowhere to go because they ran toward me, and now all we have left is really this banana and the Hatsune Miku that's up there. There is one thing to talk about actually when it comes to like squad-based games in the final. If you have the numbers advantage, do not be afraid to hold somebody, and especially on this level, just hold them down and take themselves down with you. When you're up 4-2, you don't have to try to give them a chance to outplay you or outlast you. So you see the area is starting to close in. The gates are already about to finish. One of my teammates does go down. I'm still pretty focused on this banana here and trying to find when I can go grab them. They're doing a good job of evading me. And again, my teammate and I are kind of just going in the same path. So I have to quickly swerve out of the way. Now you see right here, this is the part where I turn around. Beautiful. So I read this play from a little distance away, because what ends up happening here is that if you look at where the level develops here, if they want to go behind me, there's not really much space to work with. I jump right here, which then stops them from really being able to go this way, so their only option is to swing around with me. And because you can't walk that distance, I know you have to jump. So what you're going to watch right here is I'm going to turn around, grab them, and you see how they have not enough distance to cover, and they just plummet right down. And one thing about hex tiles in particular are they linger a lot longer than you probably expect. So you can jump on them pretty much as they're about to disappear off of your screen. Look at how long I'm staying on some of these here. Like, I'm doing the jump dives, but I'm pretty much not initiating my jump sometimes until the other person until the other tile goes away. And then the other person falls down and our squad takes home the victory just like that. The key things that I want you to know about that level are going head on to grab is better than pulling parallel. Knowing the timers on the level. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where the tiles are going to take even longer to spawn in, but that's around like the 4-minute mark. And most of the time, hexaterrestrials, unless you're trying to do timeouts with people, aren't going to get into a situation where you have to worry about. So the keynotes to think about are just when the gates close in, you have 5 seconds on every blue and 7 seconds on every yellow. So you can pretty much count 1, 2, 3, and then you'll start to have that mental note in your head. Eventually, you won't really need to be able to count that out loud, but test it for yourself, see if any of these tips help you, and if you like this kind of style of video, be sure to let me know and subscribe to the YouTube for more. Alright, thank you so much, and I will see you next time.